Hi, this is Shelley Kraft, and welcome to SNN Live. We're at the Global Trade Expo 2012 in Beverly Hills, sponsored by the Soho Loft. I have next to me David Drake of the Soho Loft, and the reason why we're here today. Welcome back to SNN Live.
Shelley, thanks for having me again. It's always a pleasure being with you at this moment.
It's good to see you. Looks like another one of your busy events. Tell me, what's going on today?
Today we were asked to join the Global Trade Expo to present on financial developments under the Jobs Act. Specifically, we're doing a panel on the crowdfunding and the Jobs Act, excluding the crowdfunding portion of it, crowdfunding of equity, of course. The Jobs Act actually had 6 bills originally involved in it. And, 3 of those are have big impact on companies globally. On-ramp IPO, which saves companies a lot of money, not having to do, pay up for the Sarbanes-Oxley compliance cost that, most small caps and micro caps, as you know about. You have the Reg A Plus, which allows you to raise more money, almost more as a crowdfunding platform, because now you can take money from non-accredited, but it has certain restrictions. And then you have Reg D 506, removing the solicitation ban from that exemption when you raise money, which means for the first time in history, somebody like Donald Trump could go on TV and say, hey, give me $10,000 I'll give you a stock of my new casino. That wasn't allowed. You're not allowed to solicit the general public. But with these changes coming up, you will be able to. So I think that's pretty significant. And in your line of business for micro caps and small caps, I think this is going to be very applicable as well as new companies coming into your space.
I'll have to call Donald Trump in the morning.
That would be great. Hope he gets to see this.
I'll send him a special copy of it. He would want that. So, your expertise. Let's talk about your background for our audience.
Well, it all started with, our holding company, LDJ Capital, invested in the Soho Loft conference events. And we decided to focus in on the Jobs Act and all the underlying bills that were in that bill and supply speakers, content, and media to educate everybody globally. Because, we were in Europe talking to the European Union, and they're emulating a lot of the policies and strategies we have in the U.S. So they want to know what's happening on crowdfunding, what's happening for public and private companies, what are you doing to reduce red tape, reduce cost. So we talked about that in July in Rome, and right now, Soho Loft is about, building awareness of what's going on in the market. How can small companies, startups, mom and pops, public and private companies get cash faster? And what does the Jobs Act, as it's being implemented, mean to them? Because most people don't know what it means. And most lawyers I talk to, they might know 1 or 2, but they don't know all of the different variations and differences between the different aspects of getting capital into their own company.
Absolutely true. And when you go to a conference, no matter what conference it is today, the buzz is crowdfunding, the Jobs Act, and you sit and wait for the SEC to make their comments. And what do you recommend for people to do right now?
So that's what we're working on the most right now. I believe that through media, what you're doing, and we write a lot. We write 3 articles, some very technical in the Jobs Act, some with SEC, FINRA, and complications of what's possible and what's going to happen. I think media, print, conferences like this, educating people, they get to hear the words of crowdfunding more often, Jobs Act. And crowdfunding right now, of course, has the biggest brand. It is the fastest growing one. By making the words more common and hearing it more often, people feel more comfortable embracing it. And I think that's something that you and I can collaborate a lot more. And I know you guys have your own magazine, you have your own show. So, that's going to be the main focus of ours for the next 6 months.
No, I have to tell you, it's not new anymore. At one, I remember now people at least know what crowdfunding is supposed to be. There's a lot of nuances about it, and also a lot of confusion. I think the Soho Loft is helping clarify that, both for investors and entrepreneurs. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree, and I got to say, I'm still surprised that, we're at Columbia University 2 months ago, talking to the MBA class, 30 of them. Only one of them had heard of, the biggest success story, Pebbles. It got $10 million. Only 1 out of 30. And they had no idea about crowdfunding. So we're lined up NYU, confirmed yesterday. We're going to do NYU in 2 weeks. We're going to do FIT. We're going to do New Jersey IT School. We're going to do Columbia again. And we're lining up a lot of universities to educate them from the ground up. Yet again, remember, the average age of crowdfunders out there today is 43. So it's not necessarily college kids. But, they're open, and I feel like they have time.
I have a little story for you, and I'll make it fast. So I'm sitting in a meeting, and someone said to me, you know, crowdfunders, they're young people. Could you imagine if they bought one less Starbucks a day, how much money they'd have to invest in a new entrepreneurial company coming up on a crowdfunding platform?
No, we're doing the right thing, you and I. We got to work together to get knowledge out there, to let people know what the differences are.
I agree with you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get a website.
Thank you. Thank you, Shelley. This is always great.
Give me
website. My website.
Every website you can.
A simple one. The Soho Loft.
Go to thesoholoft.com, correct?
Correct. And
Okay.
just read. Read articles. Educate yourself. Just read one a day or something like that. And share it with somebody if you want to.
Good point to make. David Drake, thesoholoft.com. We are at the Global Trade Expo 2012 in Beverly Hills, sponsored by the Soho Loft, and he is why we're here today. So thanks for coming on to SNN Live.
Thank you, Shelley. Always thank you.